We got a caller on the air here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Andre.
Andre Williams. Well, welcome here to Raw Talk, man.
Say that again. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all.
What's up with you, man? What's going on, man? How's it going with you,
Nothing
man?
but blessings, man.
That's what's up.
How you?
We all right, man. We all right. We was just, just discussing some things about what's going on, man, all over the world, and from Chicago to Sacramento. You heard about Stephon Clark, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I've been screaming from the moment that I've been on, man. It's time for a wake up call for all of our people, man.
Real talk.
Man, we keep allowing ourselves to fall distraction to the mess, man, and not focus on what the bigger picture is.
Right.
And that's where the problem is coming in at, man. So many people are focused on negative.
Right.
I got a good saying that I always say, and I'm going to let you go ahead, but my good saying is, in order to get to the message, you got to make it past the mess.
Real talk. Real talk. You're right about that.
For some of y'all who don't get that, pay attention to how you spell message.
Right.
M-E-S-S.
That's right.
The first 4 letters in the word message is a mess. So we got to understand that along comes a message, also comes mess.
Yeah.
If you get past the mess and focus on the message, then we'll get somewhere.
Real talk right there. Mr. Williams, man.
I like that metaphor.
I like that metaphor, bro. Real talk, man. Hey, there's some questions I want to ask you, man. I've been meaning to ask you, man. And one thing, before I ask you these questions, I'd like to thank you for really, checking out our content, man. And we're very grateful for you, watching that clip of you out there in Washington, D.C.
But they rooted an accident, but they did not mention that her pants was down. They did not mention that her chest was out and she had bruises, her lip was busted, and so many other things. The police poorly investigated. They never did any kind of fingerprint on the scene. These are a few cases of the injustice that is going on across this country. Along with that, I have plenty of other letters with the injustice that is happening, and we need to stand in unity like never before. Here's the pictures. Look at this. This is
the girl.
This is the girl. See, did you see these pictures?
Yeah.
You saw these pictures? Do that look like an accident?
No.
Exactly. But they have ruled this an accident, and they have covered this up, and we can no longer stand by and allow this to continue to happen in our country.
When you was protesting for Ken'neka Jenkins, man, you broke down some stuff, man, that made some sense of why they wasn't taking any fingerprints or why they didn't have no yellow tape, man, and why they closed that case like that, man, and what is the whole purpose of getting them to reopen this case, you know what I mean? And I've been out here holding it down from Los Angeles, California, man, and I've been, getting people to sign a petition, man, to really get that case to be reopened. You dig?
Yes, and I signed it. I signed it as well.
That's what's up. Big ups to you, man. Round of applause here, man, on Raw Talk, man. Round of applause on that note, man. You know what I'm saying?
And just for something, man, when you say, and it's no offense to you saying round of applause, man, but I don't even accept round of applause, man, because this is something that us being man, should get tired of and want to stand up. It shouldn't be a round of applause to get you to stand up. It shouldn't be a acknowledgement. It shouldn't be a recognition. And that's what so many of us have failed, because we focus on recognition.
I like that.
So, but I honor you and I appreciate you for the round of applause, my brother. But give me a round of applause when justice is served. Give me a round of applause when all of our black brothers and sisters are standing up together. Give me a round of applause when our brothers are spreading love and not hate. Give me a round of applause when we're able to come together and sit with each other and talk with each other without having a confusion of mess and jealousy and envy. Give me a round of applause then. But until then, I ain't did nothing.
It ain't gonna be no round of applause because it ain't about to be popping no time soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of knuckleheads out here ain't paying attention to what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And then did you hear about P. Rico, man? He got arrested at the protest. When was that protest, man? Tell us about that, man. Give us your take about that.
Well, let me tell you, man. I can't. My whole thing with the protest, man, is we are all believers, man, and we know right from wrong. We grown enough, and we know when something don't sit right and something don't feel right, and we know when we're getting pulled the wrong way. And I'm saying that to say this: with that protest came a lot of nonsense, man. A lot of nonsense, and inside of the nonsense, guess what they was doing?
What they was doing?
They was picking and pointing us out.
Wow.
Because the ones with the voices, we got to kind of discredit them so it can fade away. And that's what's going on. And people weren't identifying and realizing that. The people with the voice, guess what happened? All kind of mess and drama came about with these people, and now they done pushed away from it because it. But that was the key from the whole beginning of the protest. They knew that. And one thing that these people know for certain is, oh, it ain't gonna last long. When I first did the protest, man, I'm gonna tell you, I was out there by myself. You can go out to the video, back to my video and see. I was out by myself and I was doing the protest. And when I started doing the protest, I got a phone call. And the phone call was private. But the private phone call, the guy on the other line said, and I'm just repeating, he said, "You black monkeys ain't gonna last long." And hung up the phone.
Damn. Damn.
That's what came through on my phone. You black monkeys ain't gonna last long.
Wow.
And guess what happened?
What happened?
We didn't last long. We gave them exactly what they wanted, and they knew how to separate and bring division. So therefore, even with this protest, man, when we get into our mindset, because see, in order for things to change, you got to change your mindset. And even for us to get justice for Ken'neka, for Stefan, for Alton, Sterling, and all these other people, man, we got to change our total mindset of thinking, man. We're so busy in competition with each other, man, that we can't even focus on what God is trying to place right in front of us. And it's becoming so distracted with us that guess what we do?
What we do?
We fall victim to it every time.
Man.
Every time.
Yeah.
I wrote a post the other day. I said some things. Some things are meant to be kept quiet. Everything don't need to be reacted to. Everything don't need to be confronted. And once we learn that as a people, then we'll be able to stand together in justice. But right now, guess what? We ain't even getting justice among our own community because we're losing focus, man. Ken'neka is just one of the thousands of girls who have been found across this country. Only one of thousands, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. How many more women got to come up before us as men stand up and say, you know what? Enough is enough, man. Enough is our job as men is to protect our kids and our loved ones. By what cost are we going to sell that out?
Real talk. Real talk.
Come on, man. As men, our job is to protect our women and our children. But guess what's happening? They taking our women and our children right before our eyes, and they looking at us and saying, ain't shit you can do about it. Excuse my language.
No, it's all right, man. You hey, speak how you feel, man. You don't have to censor anything here on Raw Talk, man. Speak your mind, bro. Speak your mind, brother.
But I'm just speaking what God loves, and that's the truth, man. Like I said, along this whole ride, I had no vendetta, no anger towards anyone. All I wanted us to do was to realize that we need to come together in love, man. Love conquers all.
That's right. That's right.
Love conquers all. If I can get all of my brothers to open up their eyes and see that, hey, if we show this, man, this country's so damn corrupt, man, and if we show them that we can come together in love and stand on that, because guess what? They'll say they'll love each other for 5 minutes, but you give them 10 extra minutes, you're going to see them tearing each other's head apart.
Speak on it. Speak on it, Andre.
But when is enough is enough for our men across this country, man. When is it enough? We sit and we tell our young people all the time this, that, and the third. But guess what? If until you are able to show them an example to lead by, then you got to keep your mouth closed.
Yeah,
come on, man. Come on.
Exactly.
For real.
Your mouth.
Yeah.
Until you are showing them something better that they can live for, then you are better alone sitting down with your mouth closed. Because if you're not going to be the example that can set apart from the average man, that can set apart from these average dudes that's doing whatever they want, if you can set something up, guess what? I have so many young people up to me and they admire me. You know why? Because I've given them something different that they don't see. And I come from the same hood that they come from. Come on, man.
Right.
You ain't saying nothing wrong. You ain't saying
Man,
nothing wrong.
real talk. Real talk. Justice for all injustice. And that was a quote from Miss
Justice
Joy.
for all injustice.
Yes, Joy, she said
Not
hello
just
to
Ken'neka.
you. Yeah. Man.
Not just Ken'neka, man. That could have been your daughter, your nephew, your niece.
Right.
It could have been any man.
Anybody.
That Stephon could have been your son, your nephew. It could have been any of us, man. But guess what? Until we wake the hell up as human beings and as African-American men and say enough is enough,
Right.
and we ain't going to allow you to take another baby and just go and nobody get penalized, nobody get punished for this. Until we get to that point, guess what? They going to continue to do it in our face.
Real talk.
They ain't scared of us. They ain't showed us that.
Real talk.
No, they ain't scared.
At all.
So my thing is with the Ken'neka Jenkins, I'm continue to fight. I never stop the fight.
That's right.
I never stopped it, and I will not stop it because justice needs to be served on all injustice, man.
Yeah.
On all, I make obituaries. You know how many young brothers I make obituaries for just this year alone?
Yeah.
How many young sisters that I make obituaries for just this year alone? Come on, man. It's time for a great wake up, man.
Yeah.
It's time for a great wake up across this nation, man.
You're right.
And they ain't trying to listen. They ain't listening to us, man. Because our numbers are small. And we too focused on the negative. But I guarantee you, guess what? I don't know if you paid attention to that march that was down in Washington, D.C. Don't have a problem with the march. Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with the march. What I have a problem with, it was 17 white kids that died in this school. And it made an impact where so many people turned out. What about the kids that are dying in our community? When is people gonna show up on their behalf?
Right.
We can. Man, they had more people than at the inauguration.
Yeah.
But yet and still, when we getting over all these missing kids, you don't see the impact. You don't see the turnout like this.
No.
You don't see it. But when one of these kids that is not of African American race and Caucasian, I'm far from the racist guy. I'm far from it. But when one of these kids that is not of African American race gets something happen to them, guess what? It's a turnout. They want to flip the United States upside down until justice is served.
Right. And it's sad,
But when it
man.
comes to
Even with
Go ahead,
Ken'neka Jenkins, with Alton Sterling and Stephon Clark, Ezell Ford, Kendrick McDay, Tamara Rice, man, I can go on, man.
Come on, go on.
Man,
you can go on, man.
on
That's sad that you can go on.
Yeah. on how these things are just happening left and right. If it isn't our children coming up missing, it's someone getting killed by the police. It's one thing that's just happening to another. You know what I mean? And it's sad.
And I'm finna tell you something. Watch this. And I'm finna rattle some fences when I say this. And I'm saying this because I can stand on it.
Right.
But guess what? You know why our communities are failing? Our African American communities are failing?
Why?
Because we are being sold out by our leaders. Our leaders that are representing these communities is selling us out.
You right.
They selling us out, and they forgetting about us. They forgetting about how they got to the position that they in. They forget it. But once the evil dollar come into picture, man, you wouldn't imagine how many people have sold us out. How many people have just given us away, man. Look at all these murders that just 1 minute you hear it make the front newspaper, and the next minute you don't hear about it anymore. Why? Why? When we've got black leaders that stand up in front of the cameras every day. When we got black African American leaders that stand up in front of the media every day. Why is it that?
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Joy on she's listening right now. She said, tell the truth, Andre. You know, you speaking on some real stuff right here. On some real stuff. We got a lot of listeners right here listening to you right here, man. But you speak, man.
I'm speaking what the truth is.
That's right.
Until we hold these leaders that is in our community, until we hold them at a different bar than what we have put them at, because we have placed them on the pedestal, not on the bar. We placed them on the pedestal. We have placed them up on high where they can look down on us. Remember, they was once upon a time, until we got them into the position where they can look down on us. And now that they're looking, now that they're in the position to look down on us, guess what? Instead of them looking down and pulling us up to help us, guess what they're doing? They selling us to the first highest bid. Oh, somebody! Oh, that was deep.
Got us like.
Come on now.
Real talk. Damn. Cole, who knows? What you got to say about that?
He's saying some deep shit, man. He got in deep, man. I like that, man. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, man.
Say that again.
What I like.
Say that again, Cole.
You got in deep. Just like how I like it. Right in the wound. Stuck your finger right in the bullet hole.
Listen. I always tell people, it might be tight, but it's right.
I like
information
like that every night.
And until you hold your leaders that is in your community responsible, until you hold them responsible for the things that they are doing, they are damaging our community more than they're helping us.
Man, where they stand at? What side they really on?
Yeah. Like, what side they really on?
Say that again, sir.
It's like, what side they really on? You know what I mean? And it's sad that.
But the thing is, we sit and we question ourselves. This is what's crazy. We question ourselves to see what side is they on when we already know.
Right. That's
real.
The
thing about it is, and people might say, well, how do you know? Let me tell you how I know. Ain't nowhere in hell that we're going to keep on having African-American children coming up missing day in and day out, and you go in front of the media and don't say nothing about it every day. Ain't no way in hell that we're going to continue to have police brutality as the way it is against African-Americans, and you not say nothing. Listen, this is how I look at it. If you don't say nothing about it, I think that you're a part of it. Man. You're a part of it, man. It's wake up time. It's wake up, and for all those people that are sitting around and that don't see what's going on, it don't hurt until it hit home.
Right.
And then at that point, it's too late. So before it hit my house, and I tell my daughters this all the time, before anything happened at my house, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be the best darn example to my girls as standing up against this that I could be. My daughter said something to me the other night. and it touched me to a point that I never. She's 9 years old, and she said to me, she said, "Daddy, you know, you asked me last time what I wanted to be," and I told her, I said, "Yeah, did you make up your mind what you wanted to be?" And she said, "Yeah, I want to be exactly what you are."
That's right. That's right.
And that there let me know that I'm living an example.
Yes. You set an example for your children, man.
Want to walk in my footsteps.
Right. And you're doing a good job at that too, man. A damn good job at that. I've been following your work since day one, man. You know, checking out your videos and your post on Facebook, you know, and man, you really out there holding it down and really fighting for change, man.
Listen,
setting
can
great
I say
examples. Go ahead, man. Break it down, man.
Listen, so I have a foundation. It's called I Will Foundation. And I want to let you know what it is, a little bit about what I do with my foundation.
Okay.
I provide anti-bullying, and I also provide mentorships. Along with that, every summer, I take kids out of their environment, and I put them in a positive atmosphere. We go on camping trips. We go out to water parks. And guess what? The main thing about that, guess what? Every dime that I spent, every dime that is spent on these trips, it comes out of my own pocket. That's how bad I want to save our children. That's how bad. And guess what?
They are the future.
Last year, I took 176 young Black African Americans out on camping trip for 7 days. Breakfast, lunch, then everything was covered. Everything was covered.
That must have been a great experience.
And guess what? People say you take your last and you do these things. And guess what? Sometimes if you want things to change around you, you have to do it. Yeah. You have to be that change that you want. Right. And sometimes it takes sacrificing all that you got for the change.
That's right.
If you're not willing to take this change, then don't. I mean, if you're not willing to sacrifice some things, don't be ready for change. Because in order for change, you got to be willing to sacrifice stuff. You got to be willing to give up the eyes. You got to be willing to give up self. You got to be willing to give up pride. You got to be willing to give up leadership and positions. You got to be willing to leave that behind in order to change. You got to be willing to sacrifice.
Right. Got to be willing to sacrifice.
Man, the sacrifice is real.
Because life is about risk taking. If you want something done, you know what I'm saying? You got to take risk.
Got to get your ass.
You got to take risk.
Yeah.
You got to. And I want to tell you, man. I want to tell you that I appreciate and I honor the work that you're doing.
Oh man,
I honor the things that you are doing on behalf of Ken'neka and the family. I honor you and I appreciate you, my
brother. Man.
You continue to be an example.
Anytime, brother. Anytime, man. Hey, when I found out about it, man, you know, there was a cat, man, at my day job brought it to my attention about Ken'neka Jenkins, man, and once I did the research since day one, you know, it was an overwhelming process, but I did it to bring awareness to what's going on in our everyday life and everyday society. So, and it's never my agenda to capitalize off of it. All I want to do is just bring awareness to what's going on, because I mean, it's way bigger than what we know. You know what I mean? On the way the whole situation had happened like that. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you know, following this case since day one, we did a radio documentary series and commentary about it and showing elements from what we know from our point of view to see if it all makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Because there was some things said that didn't make sense, that didn't add up. But once we saw the facts and the proof and everything, it was like, it's so many theories about what happened to Ken'neka. And not only the theories, but it's just the way the footage was edited and the way those death scene photos, man. After they closed the case the first time.
Listen, you can look at those photos and come on, we all not blind.
Nah,
you can look at those photos 1,000,001 times every time you look at him, you will look and say this was not an accident.
Nah, it wasn't no accident at all, bruh. Not clearly an accident. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
And when I seen those photos, man, on the real in the beginning, it was like I had to do a commentary about it and show those photos because, like, people need to see that. They said she died of hyperthermia, but when you see those photos, you like, nah, that's way more bigger than that. She was murdered.
Come on now, man. Listen,
you know you did.
I was in the Army. I served in the Army, right?
Right.
And we are, come on, man. Listen, the police handled it poorly from the jump.
Yeah.
From the jump, it was handled poorly. So now, guess how I feel? Police, if you didn't have nothing to do with it, you do now.
Right. Man.
Because you poorly executed the job that we are paying you to do.
Right.
I've had the pleasure of meeting this woman. I didn't know her before Ken'neka. But I can say this. This woman, man, she hurt so much. And she has gotten to a point where it's just like, it's damn if she do, and damn if she don't.
Man, that's crazy, man. They got her feeling like that, man, over her.
And that's where it has
the
gotten
loss of
to
her
the point
daughter.
with her.
Right.
And see, huh?
It's the loss of her daughter, and for you to know her personally,
exactly.
we get the perception here. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people don't see what a lot of people don't see is, no, this woman not on Facebook crying, but guess what? It's been plenty of times that this woman have called me up at several times throughout the night because of the hurt that she's caused. So you know what? I don't even understand when people have come at her when she have lost her child.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah, and I gotta ask you a question, man. When you're done, man, it's a question I want to ask you, man.
Go ahead.
Okay, look, man. Do you know anything about the second autopsy? Now, I know that there was an independent autopsy done, but I don't know if it's ever been mentioned to the public of what happened with the second autopsy. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Honestly, let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you this: when it comes down to that, I wait to because man, people have created so much different things with this, man, that it has really did something to my mind.
Right.
Watching all these different theories and conspiracies. So I say, God, when you ready to show it to me, you will send it my way.
Right.
So I don't go looking for it because I don't want to see the wrong thing and have me feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
God, show it to me when you're ready for it to be seen.
Exactly. Because now you and I are on the same page. We all three here on the same page because even if if it's not revealed to us, there's a reason why. Because in order for Ken'neka to get justice, there are things that may not been disclosed to the public for a reason.
Right, and they can't disclose it because it will mess up the process of them getting justice.
Man, okay. Round of applause for you because we're on the same page here because we did, touched on that on our previous show on Raw Talk about that. So, when there's a pending case, that's happening right now and into motion, you can't disclose any information about it in the process. By law, if a lawyer sits down and tell you don't discuss this case with nobody, you know what I'm saying, don't disclose any information of what we know to anybody.
You can't
the
say
case.
Nothing.
Right.
And the moment you do say something, it violates with any kind of lawsuit that you have.
Yes, and not only it violates.
Even once you say something.
Right. Not only it violates, but if the people that you filed the case against can cover it up to where you will not win that case. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Now you won't have that for evidence anymore because they didn't went and covered their tracks up.
Right. See, now, and this is what we call here receipts. You see what I'm saying? Where we're all on the same page with the whole ordeal of what's going on and what's in the process and what's in the making. You know what I mean? Things, you know, comes out one day at a time.